see that? What is that? Should we get closer?
No.
Okay, let's do it.
No. Just go fast. Ew.
What is that? See, it almost looks like he's looking at us. Let's get out of here. I don't know. Let's get out of here. I don't know. We're gonna have to back up out of here. Is that it again?
Yeah.
Why does it look like it's following? I'm gonna roll the window down. Hello?
No.
Okay, we're fine, we're fine. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just get out of here.
This is the terrifying story of Amelia the doll. There was this woman who was living in this 100-year-old house. And as beautiful as the house was, there was this very dark energy coming from it, and she thought it was caused by the doll that she bought. The doll was named Amelia, and she was made in 1994. And what's incredibly creepy is that when the woman first bought the doll, her eyes were blue. And everything was fine for years, but one day the doll's eyes turned this bright green. It basically just happened overnight without any explanation. And that is when weird things started happening in the house. She got woken up every night by a crying baby, and she'd walk around the house and wouldn't be able to find any source of the sound. She would also hear doors slamming and her floor creaking. It always sounded like someone was walking towards her bedroom. So she had some paranormal investigators come to her house, and they immediately found out that it was the doll causing all these problems. So the doll was put on eBay, and this is what the listing actually says. It says, "This doll is not recommended for the weak of heart or for any little kids to have in their bedrooms. She's..."
Wait until you see the terrifying footage that this airport security guard discovered. In this video, an airport security guard was finishing up his shift when he heard a strange noise coming from a seemingly empty airplane. When he went to investigate, this is what he discovered. When he checked the back of the airplane the first time, there was nothing there. However, this time there was a black shadowy figure in the back. Could it be just another prank, or is there something much more sinister going on here?
Please be sure to monitor your emotional state while watching this video. Hello. Hello. About how many people are you with right now? Are you sure? Did you... Do you believe violence is ever justified? If you had to guess, how long would you say it would take to get from your front door to where you are right now? How far would you go to protect a loved one? What's your favorite color? Are you allergic? Do you have any pets? How did your parents treat you as a child? Have you ever seen a dead body? What's your favorite color? What's 4 times 4? Do you cry at funerals? Were you happy or sad as a child? Are you happy now? Where are your...
The hot dog killer. Stella Nolan went missing on June 20th, 1953. She was last seen playing near her mother's hot dog stand. When she failed to check in between 8 and 9 o'clock, her mother reported her missing. There were many suspects over the years, but none led to Stella until 1970 when a man named Mac Edwards was arrested. Mac was a contractor hired to build freeways for the state of California. He confessed to killing Stella and throwing her off a bridge. He said he returned the following day and found her still alive. Mac took Stella to a freeway he was constructing. He dug a hole, and that was her final resting place. If you think this story is crazy, follow and like to see what's next.
Why is she just standing in the window? She's just standing there.
Maybe it's a mannequin?
I hope it's a mannequin. Because that's, I mean, but she's moving slightly. She's like rocking back and forth. You see that?
Yep.
What the fuck?
Is she thinking about jumping, or?
I don't know. That's... She's rocking back and forth, right?
I think so.
Yeah, no, she just did. What the fuck? Zoom in again. She just.
Here's a one-sentence, terrifying horror story. According to the computer's readouts, the astronauts' oxygen had run out 5 days ago. Then why did they still hear screaming?
The story is called They're Playing Dead. After the new arrival of his twin sisters, a little boy's parents' attention suddenly is drawn away from him. But with all the attention on the twins, his grandparents and others would tell him constantly, you need to step up and be helpful. And that's exactly what he did. See, he tried to help as much as he could, but he just kept getting in the way. And everyone just got angry at him, until his mum finally turned around and said, the best way to help with your little sisters is to just play games with them. So he did. That afternoon, both of his parents were exhausted from looking after the twin babies, and they fell asleep on the couch. No more than 2 hours later, they both woke up in a panic. They searched for the twins everywhere and finally ran to the little boy's room. They said, quickly, have you seen the girls? He said, you don't have to worry anymore. They're in the backyard. His mum looks out the window and says, we're in the backyard. Look, they're playing dead in the pool.
Of the girl who walked backwards. Her name was Ella Harper and she was known as the Camel Girl. This was back when freak shows were a very popular thing. A freak show is an exhibition of biological rarities. People would have features that would be physically unusual to humans. There was the bearded lady, there was a lion-faced man, there were people with tattoos all over them, and people liked to go to these shows because they were so shocking. And honestly, when you look back on it, it's extremely messed up because people would just go there and make fun of these poor people. Ella Harper was born with a condition known now as genu recurvatum. This condition allows one's knees to hyperextend and actually bend in the opposite direction. And because of that, it was most comfortable for Ella to walk on all fours. And although this condition affected her physical state, her mental capacities were totally normal. And she eventually made all this money and left the circus to go to school. Just looking into all these people who are put on display, it's incredibly sad. Because honestly, I think weird is beautiful, and I would rather be unique than to look like everybody else.
Here's a one-sentence, terrifying horror story. I knew my wife was an alien because of the green blood, and I knew she was lying when she kept screaming, "You're colorblind."
Spell, I'll never tell. Yeah, I like you, that's for sure. Never have to close the door. Been a long time, a year before, and I'm missing you so bad. Gone away a month.